The UT Martin game, again, played another game where our opponent hadn't played for a week. It gave them extra time to prepare, and obviously they did it pretty well. First half, they sat, four defenders at times, five or six midfielders in a block, and made it pretty hard for them to break, or us to break them down in the first little bit of the game. I knew if we kept plugging away, I felt like we had a lot going for us going forward, and eventually they'd crack. And I think, once they did, it kind of showed that, it was kind of a little bit of a landslide there. We got one and we got three pretty quickly. Like I said yesterday, it was a really good result for us, but really disappointed that we gave up the one goal. We just went to sleep after we scored the second goal, and looking at the box score, I think they scored probably 15 seconds after we just scored. So it was a little bit disappointing, but I'm not disappointed with the performance again. Two really good performances and two good home wins this weekend. Looking into next week, EKU obviously right now got a game in hand on us. They're top of the league by 1 point. They had a good weekend themselves on the road. They won two games. It's going to be another tough game for us. It's I don't know if probably be a huge determining factor. I think who would probably win the league this year. Right now I think there's probably still 3 or 4 people involved in that, but this game is obviously going to go a long way to who's going to be the regular season champions.
You guys roughly went 300 minutes without giving up a goal.
Yeah.
Just talk about how your defense has been playing, and maybe elaborate on what you guys are seeing in the back.
Well, personally, when we're defending, you obviously have to know where the ball is 24/7. You have to make sure who you're marking, and personally, it's like, we want the forwards to get the job done, but at the same time, we're getting the job done too. So mostly, we look for trying to just send the ball up, do corner passes, find Hattie's feet or Maya's. So I personally think our defense has been strong. Yesterday's goal was just a little setback, but then we continued to stay strong and just continue forward, and luckily we got 2 more goals out of it, so it worked pretty good.
Yeah, they've been playing really well. I think there's a couple of games where maybe I thought our defenders, I don't know what the right word is, maybe lacked a little bit of concentration. But the past 4, 5, 6 games, I think they were good against St. Louis. They're obviously good against Moorhead. I thought they played very well. And every game since then, we've done a really good job at the back. I think Carson said it exactly right, and obviously I brainwashed it well enough where, when the ball's up the other end of the field, I don't want them to switch off and kind of watch what everyone else is doing. They need to be organising, and I think that's one of the better things of what they've been doing lately. They're thinking about where the next ball might come out, and they're a lot of times winning the next ball. Obviously Alex has done a good job, but I think our 3 centre backs, as well as Lissy and Dee, because they do a good job defensively as well, have kept a lot of heat off Alex in the last 4 or 5 games.
We didn't see Izzy on Sunday.
She played on Thursday, and I obviously played in the first half for about 10 minutes. I think she played, and she came off, and she said that she was struggling a little bit. So, she didn't do anything Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Probably won't do anything maybe this week. I don't know if she'll be back in time for EKU. I think a more realistic goal, maybe Austin Peay in a week and a half's time.
Last few games, you have multiple goals, and sometimes that really seems to be how's your offense?
I think they've been doing well. I think, obviously Jack State, we scored 3. As I say all the time, I think it's unrealistic for us to think that they're going to score 5, 6, 7 goals every single game. Like I said, people have had a little bit of time to prepare for us. Obviously Martin made it hard for us yesterday. I think we're all of the mindset of if we can score a goal, then we'll shut people out and win 1-0. If we can get more goals, then hopefully we can still shut people out. But, for them, they'll create chances. Against SEMO, we hit the post, Maya hit the post. Becker, I think, missed 2 or 3 great chances, which she was really unhappy about that herself. So, on the day, it could have been more against SEMO, but, it is what it is at this point of the season. You know, if we're lucky enough to get ourselves ahead, then we just got to make sure that we don't concede any, and that's where obviously Carson, Ryan, Corey, Alex, D, and Lissy have done a really good job in conference season here.
We've talked a lot about this year's defense, but you were part of last year's defense. What do you see different between last year and this year at this point?
Well, definitely this year last year we kind of went through a little setback and we were trying to find feet and try to connect passes, and I feel like it took us a little bit longer to get that going, and then this year we kind of just jumped right into it and connected passes quicker. We can find the ball out of the box quicker and get the ball to everyone's feet. So I think that's probably one of the positives that we've had this year from last year.
And then maybe
to bluntly put it, I think we got better people on the field this year. Last year maybe we struggled a little bit. I played Carson out of position last year in the middle of midfield. And although she did a great job for us in there, that wasn't her position. That wasn't where we recruited her to play. Obviously this year now she's gone back into where she usually plays. We changed formation. I think again, our formation helps us. It helps us keep the ball. While we have the ball, obviously we don't have to defend. So we're causing teams a lot of problem on how to match up with us because the way we're lining up and the way we're playing. I think just about every team we've played so far has had to adjust to us, and even St. Louis in the first part of the game when we played them in the first half, their forwards were dropped all the way back really, really deep and had to deal with us. Obviously they made some changes in the second half, but I think our formation's helping us. I think it's a struggle for people to deal with us right now.
Do you expect that kind of going into the rest of the season? I was keeping up with it on Twitter, and of course was at the Seminole game, but you guys have been scoring late in some of these games where you're tiring the other team out. Then all of a sudden their defense falls and they put 3 in 10 minutes. Is that even the goal in these type of games? Just outlast your opponent? I don't
know if it's outlast, but it's happened all year. We scored, I think, pretty late on at Troy. We scored pretty late on at South Alabama. We've been scoring some late goals. We scored late on at NKU, I think the 86th or 85th minute. I think it's just a testament to our girls. They keep plugging away and keep being persistent, which has kind of been the message all along. We're going to get chances. If you miss, then just keep going, keep fighting through it, keep doing what we're doing, and eventually we're going to score. And I think the belief that we have right now is great. And I think as well as our fitness is really good. Like I said in the opening statement, they didn't play for a whole week. At the end of the game, their defenders were short. And our girls have played obviously 2 games in that space of time. I kind of knew if we could get one, then there'd be more in it for us.
43 RPI this morning.
Yep.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What is that like for you guys, knowing that you're a top 50 program at the moment?
I think it's really cool. Like I said before, it's for me, I like that kind of stuff. I like to try and break the things that have never been done before. I want to go as high as possible. Obviously, I probably would imagine we'd have to win our tournament to get in. I don't know what other criteria they look at other than RPI to get into the tournament up front at large bid. But if we hopefully can win our tournament, get in, hopefully that's going to help our first round game. Probably won't be an easy game, but it might make it a little bit easier than being 190 or something like that in the RPI.
What about for you as a player?
Honestly, it's a big compliment. Like I've been really working hard, and I think it shows how hard we've been working.